to my welcome again to my trading academy, True Zone Trading Academy, where I will be teaching or where I'll be sharing my trades that I took within last week and today being the 9th of June. So I took most trades last week, which made me massive profit. If you watch my previous video, where I talked about high quality order blocks, strong high quality order blocks like a set of order blocks where I talk about the trades I took the week before. And last week was nice, but I took few trades. I think I took up to like 3 to 4 trades last week. Yeah, I guess so. And three hit PP, and then the others, then one hit stop loss. And like I said about the last video I made, I'm going to be transparent in this channel, like nothing like no, there will be nothing fishy. So I'm just gonna be transparent and show you most of my result and all. So last week, yeah, I made this profit last week, because I traded LJPY and USDJPY, and which the trade was very smooth. So I'm going to be showing you about how I traded it. I think this last week, yeah, that was last week. So this is the trade. I think this is the trade I took here. I don't know, yeah. Yeah, this is the trade I took. So we're just gonna be taking this split up because I took this trade before, and this side made me massive profit. So let's just switch to the 4 hours time frame to make it more clearer. So let's just take this noise off from this chart for now. All right, this kind of a high quality order blocks, but this trade I took it long ago. I think I took it last 2 weeks or so. Yeah. So I'm going to be clearing up my chart. So I'm just going to show you about the high quality order blocks I'm talking about. And so let's take this off. High quality order blocks. All right, we'll just try to. All right, you see, we have a liquidity strip here. If you go to the 1 hour time frame, you will see an imbalance. We have imbalance right here. We have an internal trend line, both internal and external trend line, so of which we broke. So here was my take profit, but unfortunately, I think I was kind of shifting my break even. I took my break even closer to this place. I think so. Yeah, I think this is where I went out of the trade, and that's for that. So we're going to hit our TP because here was our TP. So that's for that. So I took another trade again. So let's take this side off because we already did that. That was a trade for last 2 weeks. All right. So this was a trade I took last week. Sorry, this week. Last week, yeah. This was a trade I took last week. I told you the only trade I take is just order block. I just trade order block. Order block demand zone. When price comes to our demand zone, we just take our trade. So no more excuse. So as you can see, we had a liquidity strip right here. We had the liquidity strip right here. So let's call it liquidity strip. This is our order block. Yeah. So as I told, if you've watched the video before, you can see I told you I needed liquidity strip, a break of structure. So I basically look for a double break of structure. Try and watch the other video, which I will be pasting at the left side of my screen. Yeah, the link will be at the left side of my screen. So you see, this is what I want to be looking for: a shift in market structure. So MMS, yeah, a shift in market structure. This was the first shift in market structure before we did another break of structure. So I always want to look for these two things. I traded USDJPY, of which gave me up to like $800 in profit with just one. I think it's one lot size or so. Yeah, I think so. One lot size. Yeah, and the trade went. I think one less size or two lot size. I can't remember. Let me quickly check. Yeah, a lot size, one lot size. So that brought me 800 that day. If imagine if I would have gone in with maybe five lots or two lots or three lots, you get. So I'm just kind of managing my risk so that it won't look messy even if I had the loss, so I won't even panic. If you can, as you can see, the price came into 50% of our order block. 50% of our order block. So I'll be taking this off for now first. And I told you this is what I need. These are the confluences I need in to like conclude a valid order block. One is the liquidity sweep. Liquidity sweep. This liquidity sweep right here. Second is a change of character. Yeah, change of character. And third is the break of structure. The fourth one is this beautiful imbalance FEG, or what we call FEG, and then that's the candle that crossed the break of structure will be our order block that caused the movement. So will be our order block. You can see how this movement was so massive. This movement was so massive. So with that, so I told you what I do anticipate for a liquidity. If you notice, we have liquidity sitting here in the chart. All these all the stuff here are liquidity are here. So just going to take it out of so it won't look messy. So and I also said most times I do look for trend line liquidity, maybe yeah, trend line liquidity. So I just switched to 15-minute time frame. So I will show you the kind of trend line liquidity I will always anticipate for. This is what this most times this brings a high quality demand zone or order block. If you want to be trading order block, I think this is one of the best. This is one of the best. This is one of the best A plus setup you will see in order block. If you don't see this, you can just like keep calm, wait for it to come, or if it doesn't come, you are good. But sometimes I know our psychology is messed up. Sometimes if we don't take trade, we don't look comfortable in all. Psychology is one of the most things. A lot of people can do all this analysis, but psychology plays most part in our trading. Psychology and your risk management, they are the most crucial part in trading. Like I do say to my students always, if you come to me, you say you want to learn, do you know what I will teach you first? It's psychology. I will tell you the inputs and the output of the market so that you won't fall into the trap that has been set and to take us out of the market. So as you can see, so let's dive in again. You can see this trend, this beautiful trend line liquidity. So price tap into 50% of our order block then. So probably some people might be entering here, immediately price tap into the order block. Some people might be entering here because sometimes I do not enter from here because it hasn't crossed my 50% zone in the order block. So I probably might wait for price to sweep liquidity for me, then do a break of structure, then my entry will be here. As you can see, price swept this low, did a break of structure. Right now I'm in a 15 minutes time frame, so did a break of structure. Then it tapped into this beautiful FVG right here, fair value gap then before it started moving. So my target was here basically. My target was at this point. My target was at this point right here. You can see this is how we hit TP and we make, if you check, you see it's 174. I think I left the chart here. I think I left here. Yeah. I think I exited the trade here because I was seeing a change of character at this particular place. You see this change of character. So I think I closed my trade right here. So I think so. Yeah, I closed my trade right here. So that was my TP. And if you can see, the stop loss was very little. It was so little. Stop loss was okay. So the TP was nice. So stop loss was nice. I think I did my stop loss here, 29 pips. So yeah. So that was how I traded this USDJPY, which gave me so I also traded because I also traded EUJPY along with it. Yeah, I think I traded I took the entry here also. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, you also see I had a liquidity strip, a break of structure, a liquidity strip, a break of structure. Then we have liquidity sitting down. So this is our internal liquidity right here. So you can see, though this one doesn't have a trend line liquidity, as you can see, we have an FVG right here. So where some people call it imbalance. So if you switch to the lower time frame, you might probably see, first of all, here a shift to market structure. That's what we call a change of character. Uh, then before this main reconstruction. So I always want to see double break of structure. That is what I call uh, market structure shift and break of structure. Then a liquidity sweep. Then what again? This beautiful liquidity sitting here. So you expect price to come and take out all this liquidity, then tap into our order block and move to its direction. So this gave me a huge movement right here. So that was it for this one. So I think I also traded UK oil. That was one of my best pairs. Yeah, that was one of my best pairs. As you can see right here, I don't know, it's not this one. Yeah, I think it's this. think I don't know. Yeah, I think it's this. I think it's this. You can see we have this break of structure. We also have double break of structure, liquidity sweep, and FVG. If you switch to the lower time frame, that's 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I don't know, 30 minutes or 15 minutes before, I don't know. I think so. 30 minutes or so. So is I took it. I think it was this, so I don't know. This, I guess one of these three that I took. I don't know. I don't know the one I took. Yeah, it was the liquidity strip break of structure. So quite came into our zone. We use this place as our break of structure. So as you can see, price tap into our zone and did a massive movement to the upside. Sorry, this was my stop loss. Here was my stop loss heading. So here was my TP right here. So here was my TP. So I left the chart here. So I think this chart did very, very well. This gave me almost 100 pips also. I can remember that day gave me almost 100 pips. So that was it for this trade. And and um and then I don't know if you want, if maybe you have any questions, you can also drop it in the comment section. Any question you can drop it in the comment section. So if you want me to do a video about it, or there might be some things you don't understand, there are some things you don't understand about these other blocks of, and that you maybe you think is troubling you, or your psychology is being messed up, you want me to talk about it, I can also share about it. So you see. All right, guys. All right, guys. This is it for this week. So see you next week. So see you this week. Yeah, I guess this week we're gonna see this week. So I haven't traded anything this week so far. I think I was looking at some pairs. This one I traded long time ago. So I think I was looking at some pair to trade. Yeah, I was looking at this to trade, but this is not my setup. This is not another block setup. So I just did this analysis I just did this analysis of AMD accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Sorry, accumulation, manipulation, then the distribution is in manipulation and distribution, something like that. So I just did a quick like a recap about it, so to know if I would add this as one of my setups. So I'm just kind of trying it in a demo account. So that's it. So there are some tests, and yeah, this is one of what I'm looking out for the week. I know it's big. Let me just play it. Let me just play it. Yeah. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. As you can see, for the week is what I'm looking at. But the chart is too messy. I'm not yet in the trade because the chart is too messy. It's too messy. You can see right here. So apparently we have a liquidity strip or a liquidity strip right here. Or liquidity strip right there. So why I'm a bit confused about this is because of this too much liquidity right here. So I will probably be anticipating for price to come and strip this zone right here before a good movement. So I'm kind of being scared because this liquidity strip right here doesn't actually make sense to my own case. Doesn't actually make sense. So probably I will call this liquidity, these two places right here, liquidity, liquidity. So for me, that's why I'm going to enter the trade. Though it is making no break of structure, no change of character right happening right here. So I'm still on my hand, just watching the trade. Let's see how it's gonna play out before I take it. Get so that's it. And it's, as you can see, we have this break of structure. We have this break of structure, and we have this FVG right here. Sorry, we have this FVG right here. If you switch to lower time frame, you see maybe probably a trend line. Okay, let's just switch to the lower time frame. So let me draw the trend line so you see. As you can see, we have trend line liquidity right here. You see, this is a clean chart. This is just a clean chart. So basically, everything sitting right here, as you can see, everything sitting right here are liquidity. And this whole shit right here is liquidity. So venture, I'll be waiting for price to give me a break of structure, maybe break above this trend line, do a retest for me, maybe kind of break above, do a retest for me. Then before I target this this high as my first take profit, then maybe here as my second take profit. So I'm still on my hands, still holding my hands to watch. Let's see how this trade is gonna play out. So apparently we have everything right here. We have everything we needed to take a trade, another block trade. So yeah, this chart is beautiful. This chart is very beautiful. So here is will be our first TP. Here I'm going to be doing break even at this particular place. If price gets here, I'm going to be doing break even. Here will be my second, my first TP, and here will be my main TP. So you can also trade this video if you watch this video and maybe you check it out, you see the price is the topic right here. Maybe you can just wait for a break of structure like I said, a break of structure, then a confirmation, then maybe a good movement to the upside. So probably the only thing I'm scared of right here in this trade is this liquidity is sitting down here. Though we have a liquidity people, I will call this liquidity because there is a huge chunk of liquidity right here. Okay, let me just kind of mark it. Let me see if I can mark it. A huge chunk of liquidity right here. Let's mark it with blue. and a huge chunk of liquidity right here. So this unit here have we have a shift in market structure right here. So the double break of structure I will tell you about. We have it right here. Yeah. So kind of this is kind of a huge, beautiful trade that if you take, maybe you may make some good profits. You get so. Well, let's see how it will go for the week. Let's see how this trade will play out. So, during the maybe Sunday or so or Saturday, I'm going to be doing a video if I eventually take the trade or not. So, I'm going to also share it. So, see you guys next week. Bye.